Dolores.
This is Tracy calling from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Hi, Tracy. Welcome to the call.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Liddy, Georgia.
Hi, Liddy. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Nice having you. Anyone else?
Ivor, Florida.
Hi, Dr. Ivor. Welcome to the call. Anyone else? Okay. Well, at this time, I'm about to introduce our very, very special guest.
Castle, give it a few more minutes. Let's see if the rest of our team are going to come.
All right, anyone else on the call, please introduce yourself. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Dr. Stan, welcome, and thank you for coming.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll wait another 2 minutes. Start at 8:05.
Apparently, I've been told that we get this really very terrible feedback, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. I've been told that some people have received a cancellation for this evening's meeting, and I'm a little bit baffled. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
Where are we getting that from? Okay, anyone else? We're still getting feedback.
Can you see if it, there is still feedback?
Yes.
It only happens when you unmute yourself. Well, maybe not.
Hey, sugar dude.
Hi, sweet potato.
Okay, should we wait 1 minute more, Miles? Okay, tell us your name and where you're calling from. We see Dee Dee Boone here. Welcome to the call. Dee Dee, nice having you here. Welcome to the call, Timothy. Maybe they're muted. Okay, Marlon, I'm going to be now. It's 8:07. Okay, tonight, everyone, please mute your device. Whatever. To take notes. It's my pleasure to introduce to you our very special guest, Dr. Stan Harris. Dr. Stan Harris is the most entertaining, enlightening, and electrifying speaker on the circuit today. He is a spokesperson and/or training director for several companies. His life is dedicated to helping you break through every barrier that tries to hinder you physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Now, he has been a college professor with a doctorate degree in divinity and a PhD in martial arts, and a successful network marketer, and now as life and business trainer or coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Let's welcome Dr. Breakthrough. Are you there, Dr. Harris?
Hey, I am here.
Take it away, sir.
All righty, sounds like we got some feedback. Let's see if we can make sure that's better, and there we go. Hey, everybody, how you doing? It's a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure to be on this call. Years ago, Dr. Benjamin Mays said, I've only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. I didn't seek it, I didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I'm gonna suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but an eternity is in it. And I'm glad I've got several minutes to be with you here tonight. And again, what an incredible opportunity to be part of the family. By the way, I love acronyms. My acronym for family is forget about me, I love you. Ooh, somebody should write that down, because note takers are money makers, and the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. Matter of fact, Dr. Breakthrough says not only are note takers money makers, but action takers are bigger money makers. And I'm sure that's you tonight. So again, thank you very much, Tasser, for that incredible introduction. Thank you, Mylan, for having me, and the rest of you, thank you for attending tonight. And so I'm going to give you some things that I believe that can help you to experience a breakthrough. Now, they call me Dr. Breakthrough. I got to let you know up front, as Dr. Breakthrough, I can't provide the breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. However, when people follow the breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides a breakthrough they desire and deserve. And what's a breakthrough? It's exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. And by the way, the operative word is the word seen, because sometimes my eyes and my senses tell me lies. And so, my friend, I want to empower you. I want to speak to you. You know, my beautiful wife, Nadia, I call her my ABCD. Now, ABCD stands for adorable, brown, caramel delight. As a matter of fact, the church today, I was sharing with the guy today, I wasn't preaching today. You know, I travel around as evangelist, but when I'm in town, we attend a local assembly. And I was telling the gentleman how we were just talking, and you know, my wife was there with me, and I said, "Yeah," I said, "we got a couples massage the other day, and had an incredible opportunity of sharing with the lady about the incredible opportunity that we have, and especially with the hydration drops." And the lady said, "Man, I'm ready to get started. I've got several people." But I was sharing with her, my wife and I, we have a philosophy. We say if it's not win-win-win, we're not in. However, whenever it's win-win-win, we're all the way in. And my friend, I'm telling you, you're part of something tonight that it's a win-win-win. I've never seen anything so structured to be win-win-win. And so whenever, and when I say win-win-win, I don't mean big win for the company, little win for you. No, I mean big win for everybody. And so you ought to be blessed to be here. So real quick, I just want to share some things with you, because, you know, the whole theme of my life is I live to educate, empower, and elevate people to be able to break through any barrier that would try to hinder their success. And I do that by empowering people to break to the best version, or at least a better version of themselves. And so that's a lifelong process that I'm engaged in. And by the way, this year, 2019, I have a theme, and that is another breakthrough is on its way, because I am focused and committed to breaking to my God-given dreams in 2019. By the way, dreams, write that down, D-R-E-A-M-S, dreams. My acronym for dreams, divinely revealed events awaiting manifestation supernaturally. Oh, come on, somebody. I said dreams, divinely revealed events awaiting manifestation supernaturally. And that's why I teach people, you know, my wife and I, we wrote a book called Positioned to Prosper. As a matter of fact, I think I got a copy in here somewhere. But anyway, let's see. Positioned to Prosper. Let me just, hold on a second here. Let me grab one. Positioned to Prosper. And it's simply positioning yourself. There's two things. One, you've got to position yourself So we say positioning is almost everything. Timing, however, is everything else. Positioning is almost everything. Timing is everything else. And I thought the book was in the bag. So hold on a second. This normally doesn't happen, but hey, I'm with family. I don't mind if I do this. Hold on one second here. All righty. See, you don't have to be a super expert at things. I promise you, you'll get great value. So just bear with me. So, hey, baby, I need a copy of A Position to Prosper. I'm in the middle of a seminar, a webinar. Can you? I can't find that box. Okay.
Yeah, listen down there.
All right, babe. Thanks. Can you bring it into? I'm in the office. Thanks. Love you. All righty. While I'm waiting for my wife to bring me a copy, let me just show you real quick this copy of my international bestseller. Your breakthrough is guaranteed. 7 simple steps to your success. Hold on a second. Put some more light on the subject here. There you go. So, position to prosper. No, this is Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed. And then one that my wife and I wrote about, I'll mention this. Well, actually, I wrote this one, and that is How to Build a Big Team Fast. How to Build a Big Team Fast. So, one company I work with, I was able to build a team, my wife and I, of 13,389 people in 3.5 months. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to give you a few principles tonight of how I was able to do that. And I wrote a book. People kept begging me to write a book. Matter of fact, another company I work with, I started, get this now, they hired me to be their international training director. And what they didn't know was that I had been through a serious business collapse. I mean, I put all my eggs on one basket. That's where I learned not to do that, because that one basket collapsed and I lost everything. Now, I don't know if you've ever had the experience of being homeless. Now, thank God I had a friend that let me stay with him, but I was homeless. But it's one thing to be homeless, is another thing to be phoneless. So I was homeless and I was phoneless. Are you listening? Homeless and phoneless. But guess what? This company, they said, hey, we know a lot about you. And see, sometimes what happens is people think that successful people, no. Sometimes it's up like this, and then there can be a crash. And as a matter of fact, one of my main mentors, I asked him, I said, Mr. Bailey, tell me about the worst day of your life. He said, man, nobody's ever asked me that before. I said, I know. I said, I know how to handle when things are good. I need to know when the bottom falls out, what do you do? And so he said, the worst day of my life is when I lost $12 million. I said, wait a minute, you had 12 to lose? I said, well, what'd you do? Listen, he gave me a piece of advice. Listen, the thousands and thousands of dollars I paid to go through his coaching programs and so forth, this one little piece, now I got some great things, but this one little piece really did it for me. And that was this. And that was, he said, here's what happened. He said, I'd lost $12 million, but I said to myself, if I made it once, I can make it again. But not only can I make it again, I can make it faster, and I can make it with less effort, because now I'm older and I'm wiser and have experience underneath my belt. So he said, I talk to myself. See, you got to learn to talk. You got to learn to talk to yourself. And he said, I talked to myself and said, look, Bill, you did it before, so you can do it again, but you're older and wiser now, so you do it faster this time with less effort, because you know exactly the ways to go. And so he did just that. Oh, my goodness. I was talking to a powerful woman, matter of fact, Liddy, before the call, and I was telling her how a setback is oftentimes a setup for comebacks. As a matter of fact, Dr. Breakthrough says setbacks pave the way for comebacks. Ooh, somebody, that's what you call a writer downer right there. Bad English, but a great message. I said setbacks are setups for comebacks, but not just that. More importantly, setbacks can pave the way for comebacks. And so this company called and they said, we heard a lot about you. They had no idea I was homeless. They had no idea I was phoneless. But you don't have to tell everybody everything, right? And so they said, we'd like to hire you. I said, I'll take it. They said, well, we didn't even tell you. I'll take it. Well, I got started with them as their international training director, and they sent me on the tour speaking. And guess what, my friend? I decided to start building, and in 5.5 months, I went from 0 to 22,869 people on my team. And by the 5th month, by the way, I set a goal to make $20,000 my first month. I end up making $30,000 my first month. And by the 4th month, I was making 6 figures a month. And they paid every week, so that's 25 grand a week. Do you know what it feels like to go from being homeless and phoneless? So I'm saying there's hope for there's hope for you. By the way, my acronym for HOPE, H-O-P-E. Hold on to promises evermore. Hope. Have only positive expectations. By the way, we use the word hope in a very careless way. People today use hope like a wish. No. Hope is a well-founded, well-grounded expectation of the future. Oh, that's so good. Can I say that again? I just want to hear that myself. I said hope is in the Bible, it's a well-founded, well-grounded expectation of the future. So hope allows me to live today as if tomorrow were yesterday. Come on, somebody, that's good. By the way, then I built several, matter of fact, went to top of 7 different companies. But recent, the last company, I was 6.5 years building, my wife and I, my beautiful wife, Nadia. I personally sponsored 898 people, and that blossomed into 1.5 million people worldwide. As a matter of fact, when you do things God's way, see, he's able to do exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. So watch this. One day alone, we had over 100,000 people join our business from Nigeria. 100,000. Now, if you told me, I probably wouldn't believe you, so you may not believe me, but I was there. It happened. By the way, it crashed the servers, but 100,000. There was a day I never thought I would have 100,000 people on my team, much less 100,000 people join in one single day. I'm just telling you, my friend, when you get a breakthrough, watch this, a breakthrough exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. When you get a breakthrough, you learn to start doing effortlessly what at one time took a whole lot of effort. And so we wrote this book, again, How to Build a Big Team Fast, and we'll be doing trainings on that and so forth. And then, matter of fact, we rubbed off on our sons, and they wrote a book, I Am What God Says I Am. And Jonathan and Poppy, I think they were, 6 and 8 when they wrote that book. And then this is the one I want you to see, Position to Prosper, 8 golden nuggets to ensure your prosperity. And this is prosperity based on biblical Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And the theme of this book, again, is positioning is almost everything, timing is everything else. It's like Psalm 1:3, he shall be like a tree planted by rivers of water. A tree by the rivers of water. Now the roots can get all the nutrients it needs. So positioning is almost everything. And you have positioned yourself with an incredible company, with an incredible concept, with powerful leaders. So positioning is almost everything. Watch this. Timing is everything else. Now watch this. Sometimes we get in the right position, but the timing's not right. And then unfortunately, we move ourselves out of the right position. And then when the timing hits, we miss it because now we've moved out of position. So you got to have the 2 factors. You got to have both the position and then the timing. So he shall be like a tree planted, that's position, by rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. See, sometimes we look at somebody else when it's their season, but it's not yet our season. So you got to be patient. You got to hang in there, my friend. And you know, one of the powerful things I think about is, I call it the pathway to prosperity that most people won't tell you the truth about, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It's found in Psalm 66:12, and that is this: thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. It didn't say the devil, it said God has caused men to ride over our heads. In other words, he allows other people to be elevated. He allows other people to go above us. Why? He wants to see what kind of attitude. He wants to see our response. By the way, I used to speak with Zig before he passed away, and recently his office called. They want me to come speak for their staff devotions they do. But Zig used to always say, I loved it. He said, folks need a checkup from the neck up. He said they're suffering from the hardening, not of the arteries, but of the attitude. And he said people are suffering from stinking thinking. Zig's the one that said it's your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude. In other words, how high you go is based on your attitude. It's not based on your intellectual capacity. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine, Bishop Dr. Delagrantes, who I'll be doing his television show March the 1st, by the way, but he says, you're but an attitude away from greatness. Ooh, I love that. You're but an attitude away from greatness. Somebody should be writing that down. So watch this. So as a matter of fact, my wife put together another book with 9 powerful women, and this one's positioned to prosper for women by women. But at any rate, I said all that to say this. You have positioned yourself with a breakthrough concept, a breakthrough company, a breakthrough leadership. Now it's just the timing, and the timing factor, my friend, Ecclesiastes 3, there's a time and a season for everything underneath the sun, and I believe the timing is just right. So let me give you a couple things, my friend, that you have to know, that you have to implement, that you have to utilize, and that is this. You know, I tell people all the time, I make no bones about it, my life was a mess. And in a nutshell, the theme is that I teach is this, and you might want to write this down, because you'll probably hear me say this 8 times out of 10 when I speak, and that is this. Every master was at once a mess, or at best mediocre. Therefore, every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. Oh, did you get that? I said every master was at once a mess, or at best mediocre. Therefore, every mess, you might consider yourself a mess today. Maybe your business is a mess. Maybe your relationships are a mess. Maybe your finances are a mess. I said, but watch this now. What you don't understand is that every master was at once a mess, or at best mediocre. Man, that hydrating water, come on somebody. I said every master was at once a mess, or at best mediocre. Therefore, every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. See, behind me is a picture of Bruce Lee. Now, people don't understand, but there was a time he was a mess when it came to the martial arts. Every person you respect, every person you admire, every person you look up to. See, you see the glory, but you don't always know the story. But I can tell you the story. At one time, they were a mess, or at very best, mediocre. And so if that be true, like I said, therefore every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. Now get this, write this down. Whenever a mess or mediocre person becomes a master, you now have a message that if you market to the masses, you can make millions. And that's my story, my friend. I mean, I was a mess. 3 years of age, my dad left, never came home, never called, never sent mom a dime. At 6 years of age, I'm out in the middle of the field playing. A gang of teenagers come my way. I'm so afraid I freeze in my tracks. A guy grabs me and bam, punches me in the stomach, knocks the air out of me. I'm a 6-year-old boy. There's a gang of teenagers. It only take just one teenage to beat up a 6-year-old boy, but they gang me and they start punching I'm a 6-year-old boy. They're punching all over me, and they pick me up and slam me on the ground, and then they start stomping on me and start kicking on me like I'm an ant or a roach. And by the time I'm bleeding from everywhere you can bleed, you would think that's enough, but no, that wasn't enough. This little 6-year-old boy, beaten and bloody and battered, crying out for help. Nobody was help. And these teenagers now, again, I'm bleeding from everywhere you can bleed. I've been stomped on, I've been kicked. And now they flip me on my back and take a great big old bucket of tar, pour it on my face, pour it on my body, take a bunch of feathers, throw them on me and leave me there. I mean, I've been through physical abuse and verbal abuse and sexual abuse and obviously racial abuse. And my life was a mess. I tried to commit suicide on 2 occasions by the time I was 12 years of age. I'm so glad I failed at trying to commit suicide, because suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem. And if you're at the place of suicide, I beg you, don't do it. I beg you. Listen, shift your thinking, because I want to tell you, my friend, the way I went from being a mess, I was a mess financially. I was a mess emotionally. I was a mess intellectually. I was a mess spiritually. I was a mess in every way, my friend. And now today, I stand before you as a grandmaster in the martial arts. Now today, I stand before you, having been voted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame as well as a Motivational Speakers Hall of Fame. I used to see people speak and I was thinking, I could never do that. How do they do that? I could never do that. Listen, my friend, and now, watch this. I travel and speak all over the world. I've spoken in all 50 states, 28 countries. I've been paid as much as $47,000 to speak 1 hour. Don't worry, Marlon Tassel, you guys, you get a break today. You get a discount. Hey, listen. I said I've been voted to the Motivational Speakers Hall of Fame. I spoke with some of the top speakers in all the world. Hey, listen, my friend, I'm telling you, in business, I used to be a mess, but now, my friend, I get paid crazy amounts of money to teach people in business. What made the difference, my friend? I was a mess. Now I'm considered a mess. What made the difference? So I'm going to give you a couple things real quick. You might want to write them down. Number one, mentorship. Mentorship. See, the fastest, easiest, most reliable way to master any skill is through mentorship. It was Socrates that mentored Plato, and then Plato mentored Aristotle. It was Aristotle who mentored a guy named Alexander the Great. And then Andrew Carnegie mentored Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill mentored W. Clement Stone, and W. Clement Stone mentored Jack Canfield, who co-authored the billion-dollar book series, Chicken Soup for the Soul. It was Benjamin Graham who mentored Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett, of course, has mentored millions. William E. Bailey mentored Les Brown. As a matter of fact, Les Brown has mentored millions, and on one occasion at the Atlanta, Georgia Dome, he spoke to over 80,000 people at one city. Bill Bailey also mentored Jim Rome in the early days, and Jim Rome worked for Mr. Bailey. Matter of fact, my friend, Mr. Bailey had a company grossing $64 million a month back in the 70s. No email, no fax machine, just everything belly to belly. But watch this, my friend. But he mentored Jim Rohn. And then, of course, Jim Rohn has mentored millions. And among those, he mentored a young guy named Tony Robbins. And now Tony Robbins has mentored tens of millions. I mean, if you go in the Bible, it's Moses who mentored Joshua, and Joshua mentored 3 million Israelites. It was Elijah who mentored Elisha, and Elisha who mentored that widow woman in 2 Kings chapter 4 who lost her husband, was about to lose her children to the debtors, and he mentored her and helped her to start a business, and she was able to pay off her debts, and her and her children lived the rest of their lives off of the profits from her business. In the New Testament, Paul mentored young Timothy, and then Jesus mentored the disciples. And the most powerful thing I've seen, John 14:12, Jesus said, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do. Watch this. Meaning that the mentee not just has the potential of doing what the mentor has done, but the mentee has the potential of doubling. I said doubling what the mentor has done. So I tell people, if you believe like I believe, and if you do like I do, what happens for me can happen for you, but because I'm not the standard, it can happen even better for you. And by the way, that's my desire, and that's my prayer. Did you hear me? I said, if you believe like I believe and do like I do, what happens for me can happen for you, but because I'm not the standard, it can happen even better for you. See, I'm telling you, my friend, I'm telling you this. You, listen, it's simple, but you've got to have mentorship. Watch this now. And mentorship, then the second thing is you got to have a mental shift. Watch this now. First, it takes mentorship, and now there's a mental shift, because a mentor will help you to stop focusing on what you don't have, and a mentor will help you to focus on what you do have and teach you to use that as leverage to get what you want to have. Oh, that's good right there. See, listen, Archimedes said it best. By the way, let me back up and say this. Most people will never be a CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Most people will never be a CFO, Chief Financial Officer. Most people will never be a COO, Chief Operating Officer. But you tell them Dr. Breakthrough said, everybody, I said everybody can be a CLO. They say, Doc, what's a CLO stand for? I'm glad you asked, because I'm about to tell you. CLO stands for Chief Leveraging Officer. Ooh, that's good. Somebody say that again. Okay, I think I will. I said CLO. Everybody can be a CLO, Chief Leveraging Officer. See, Archimedes said, if I had a lever long enough and a prop strong enough, I could single-handedly move the world. What you lack up in education, what you lack in skill, you can leverage and make up for it, my friend. So listen, I love the concept. John Paul Getty said, one of the first recorded billionaires, outside of Solomon, of course, in the Bible, multi-trillionaire, but the billionaire, J. Paul Getty said, I'd rather get 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts. Why? Because if all my income is based on me and something happens to me, my income's gone. But if my income is just 1% of what I do, but 99% on what others do, now something happens to me, I still have 99% of my income coming in. Oh, that's good. See, it was like Warren Buffett put it this way. Unless you learn to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. And so, my friend, I'm telling you, you got to have mentorship. And then the mentorship will help you to have a mental shift. Come on, somebody. And so that's what I'm all about. And so watch this. So I've got a program. It's called the Breakthrough Challenge. The Breakthrough Challenge. And it's, by the way, the company is bringing it to the board. Hopefully around about the 1st or so, you'll be able to take it right from your back office or right from the site. But it's all about, listen now, the Breakthrough Challenge. See, watch this. Think about the person you respect the most. Get them in your mind. You have somebody in your mind? I mean, who is it you really look up to? Who is it you really admire? Because we all have people like that. Now watch this. Whoever that person is that you thought about, maybe you're like I am, you could think of several people. Guess what? There's only one main difference between them and you. Are you ready for this? It's simple. They've simply had more breakthroughs than you. I said, listen, the biggest difference, or the only difference between you and the people you look up to, between you and the people you really respect, the only difference between you and the people you think, man, if I could just attain and do those, there's only one difference. They've had more breakthroughs than you. So guess what, my friend? It would behoove you to learn some principles of how you can create a breakthrough, my friend. See, my breakthrough challenge is designed to take you from having, some people have one breakthrough in their lifetime and others have occasional breakthroughs. But when you go through the breakthrough challenge, you're going to learn to make a breakthrough a lifestyle. See, breaking through becomes a lifestyle. And once that happens, my friend, there's no stopping you. See, I want you to write this down. If you don't have a breakthrough mentality, nothing in heaven or earth can help you. But once you develop and cultivate a breakthrough mentality, nothing on earth can stop you. Oh, that's good right there. Did you get that? I said, if you don't have a breakthrough mentality, nothing in heaven or earth can help you. But once you develop that breakthrough mentality, you have a mental shift to the I can't till I can break through. Nothing on earth can stop you. See, that's how I can go, and that's how the people you look up to, I mean, you didn't see them when they were a mess. You saw them when they were masters, and you thought that's how they were born as a, no. You don't understand. There's been a process, a long process, and sometimes it got to a place where they thought, will I ever get out of this? As a matter of fact, my friend, right, this is so, I know what I'm about to say. Hold on one second. Oh, that's good, Dr. Breakthrough. Okay, all right, appreciate you, man. All right, here we go. Before the breakthrough, it seems like you are struggling with seemingly little or no success. But after the breakthrough, it's like you're having success with seemingly no or little struggle. Did you get that? I said before the breakthrough. See, here's what you got to understand. Before the breakthrough, it's like you're struggling with seemingly no or little success. But once you get the breakthrough, now you're having success with seemingly no or little struggle. See, write this down. Everything in life is easy everything in life is easy a long time after it's hard. See, we just got to get you to go through the hard part. See, the problem is people start something, they get excited, but no, listen. But they quit before they get to the easy part. You see, my friend, it's like that rocket ship. That rocket ship takes off, and there's all kind of combustion, and there's all kind of energy. You've seen it on television, and it's like that thing is moving so slow, it's like you can reach out and touch it. And if the rocket ship were human, it'd say something like this: I'm doing all this work, and it doesn't seem to be doing anything. But a rocket ship is not human. It doesn't run off of its emotions. It just does what it was programmed to do. So the rocket ship just keeps going. Now, if it were human, it would quit. If it was human, it'd say, this is not worth it. If it's human, it's like, well, I just don't see. It's amazing to me how people, they can work 40 years on a job. Come on now, jump out of bed, get on the journey of the broke. 45 years later, end up just over broke. Listen, my friend, work 40 years on the job and never get rich. Work 2 years or 3 years in a business and get discouraged because all of a sudden they didn't hit it rich. Hello, somebody. I said, watch this now, that rocket ship, because it's not human, because it doesn't run based off its emotions, it goes off its programming, it just continues to do what it was designed to do, and so it keeps on going, and it starts gaining momentum, and it starts getting momentum and going faster and faster and faster, and right before it breaks through what we call escape velocity, right before it breaks through the Earth's atmosphere, it begins to rotate wildly, almost as if it's about to be shaken to pieces. Again, if the rocket ship were human, I could hear it saying something like this: oh, this is not fair. I can't take this anymore. I'm doing everything I know to do, and it's not working. I know people, I travel all over the country. They're doing everything they know to do in their business, and it seems like their business is shaken to pieces. Doing everything they need and know to do in their relationships, but it seems like it's shaken to pieces. Doing everything they know to do in their spiritual life, and it seems like it's shaken to pieces. But listen, my friend, if the rocket ship were human, it'd throw in the towel. But again, it's not human. It doesn't run based off its emotions. It runs based off its programming. So it just continues to do what it was designed to do. And they tell me the next instant, bam, it breaks through the Earth's atmosphere. Now that same rocket ship is traveling 25,000 miles per hour, and it will virtually use no more fuel for the rest of the trip. You see, out of the 1 million pounds of fuel that a rocket ship uses, 95% is from takeoff to escape velocity. But once it breaks through escape velocity, it will now virtually use no more fuel. Again, I'm telling you, my friend, when you get your breakthrough, what once took a whole lot of effort now becomes effortless. And I'm telling you, before the breakthrough, you seem to struggle with seemingly no or little success. But after the breakthrough, you have success with seemingly no or little struggle. We just got to get you to get to that breakthrough, my friend. And what I want to do is this. There's two ways you can learn. One is from mistakes, and the other is through mentors. The problem is mistakes cost too much. The problem is sometimes a mistake will cost you your life. The problem is sometimes a mistake won't allow you to have another chance. Somebody said experience is the best teacher. That may be so, but it doesn't have to be my experience. So I decided, instead of learning from my mistakes, I'm going to learn from a mentor. It doesn't matter what it costs me to pay that mentor. It doesn't matter how much it costs to get the books. It doesn't matter how much it costs to get the training. It doesn't matter how much it costs to get the coaching. Why? Because I'd rather learn from the mistakes of my mentor and take a shortcut. See, my friend, I'm going to help you to get off the bicycle and the bus to your success and get on the jet to your success. Come on, somebody. When I was 17 years of age, Mom put me on a Greyhound bus to go to college 700 miles away from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to Hammond, Indiana. It was 700 and something odd miles. It took 2.5 days. But for Thanksgiving, I found a group of guys that were carpooling. They said, if you pay some money, we can ride with us in a car. The same 2.5 day trip on the Greyhound bus only took 12 hours in a car. How do you know once I did the trip in 12 hours instead of 2.5 days, how do you know I wasn't about to get on anybody's Greyhound bus ever again? Come on, somebody. And then for Christmas, Mom shocked me, gave me a plane ticket. Never been on a plane before. Little old boy from the hood, from the ghetto. Mama put me on a plane. The same 2.5-day trip on the Greyhound bus that only took 12 hours in the car. Now on the airplane, eating snacks, kicking back, relaxing. It took 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours, and I was there. Now, how many of you know, if you give me a choice, do I want to choose the 2.5 days on the Greyhound bus, or do I want to choose a little over 2 hours on the jet? And I'm telling you, my friend, my program, the Breakthrough Challenge, is going to help you. You're on your way to success, but some of you just riding a bicycle. Some of you just hitchhiking. Some of you on the Greyhound bus. I'm going to help you to get on the jet, my friend. And so your breakthrough is guaranteed. That's not just a book that I've written. This Breakthrough Challenge is designed, my friend, to do just that. Let me tell you what you're going to learn in this 21-day. Think about this now. This is a new approach to breakthrough. Nobody's ever done anything quite like this. I call it micro coaching. And so 21 days, my friend, every day you get a powerful, I've taken 43 years of my best preaching and teaching and thought process on breakthroughs. And by the way, I didn't start calling myself Dr. Breakthrough. It was Dr. Willie Jolly, voted one of the 5 top speakers in the world. We were speaking together at Howard University. He said, Dr. Stan Harris, I know you've got a doctorate degree in divinity. You got a doctorate in martial arts, and you're a few credits away from a doctor of naturopaths. He said, but branding's everything. You don't need to go by Dr. Stan Harris. He said, you need to be Dr. Breakthrough, because I've never heard anybody teach. First of all, you seem to have more breakthroughs than anybody I know. He said, and then you explain breakthroughs better than anybody I've ever heard explained. And then you demonstrate it when you break those boards and bricks. You demonstrate breakthrough better than anybody I know. And then you empower your audience to start experiencing breakthroughs. So you need to be Dr. Breakthrough. You're like when you go to a doctor and he writes out a prescription, and if you follow the prescription, you get better. He said, you're the guy that when people need a breakthrough, they go to, and you give them your proven, tested, scientific formula, and they get a breakthrough. I said, well, I don't know if that's true, Dr. Jolly, but I promise you for the rest of my life, I will live to make sure it is true. And now I stand before you as the foremost authority on breakthroughs, my friend, and they call me Dr. Breakthrough. Why? Because breaking through is what I do. Come on, somebody. Breaking through is what I demonstrate. But breaking through, my friend, is what I'm going to teach you. And so this 21-day breakthrough challenge, first of all, day 1, you're going to learn the power of why you should personalize, internalize, and have an accountability partner. And you'll understand the importance of saying the right thing to yourself and the right thing about yourself. You see, my friend, Eve misquoted when she was talking to Satan, that serpent. She misquoted, and guess what? Ended up having to break down. Jesus, after a 40-day fast in his weakest point physically, talking to Satan, but he quoted correctly, and now he had a breakthrough, and we get to breakthrough as well. Watch this. So get this. So successful people, the ones that break through, learn to say the right things to themselves, the right things about themselves, and the right thing to others. Day number 2, you're going to learn why it's possible, profitable, and probable that you will break through utilizing this new approach. You'll also learn why you absolutely deserve, I said absolutely deserve, a breakthrough. And I do that in just 5 minutes. Day number 3, you're going to learn the most compelling reason to leave your comfort zone and why you will never return after learning this powerful secret. And I do that in only 3 minutes. Day number 4, you're going to learn the phrase and the mindset that has produced multiple millions of dollars for more people than any other single thing. As a matter of fact, my friend, that's only 5 minutes. There was one lady that said, Dr. Breakthrough, that one principle I learned on number 4, that one principle, that's worth the price of the whole course. If you didn't teach anything but that, if I just got that one principle, that'd be more than worth the money that I paid. Are you hearing me, my friend? But day number 5, it keeps getting better. You're going to learn to leverage a concept that will create more breakthroughs faster than anything else. And I do that in 2 whole minutes. Micro coaching. Day number 6. And again, you can watch these at your own discretion, at your own time. Day number 6, you're going to get introduced to a concept that's never been taught or discussed by anyone anywhere other than myself. You're going to find out about 18 different arenas or areas that you can experience a breakthrough. By the way, that's only 5 minutes. And then day number 7 of the 21-day breakthrough challenge, you're going to learn the concept of breakthrough stacking. You're going to be able to create leverage from one breakthrough to create another one. And you're going to also understand the real essence of a breakthrough. And I do that in just 2 simple minutes. You understand what I'm saying? I'm distilling, I'm boiling down what 43 years of traveling all over the world and speaking to audiences as many as 17,000 people. I'm boiling it down. It's like hitting something with a hammer. Once or twice, it may not break, but 21 times consistently, something's going to break. So the theme is you're going to experience at least 1 or more breakthroughs in 21 days or less. Now, I know I can't see you, but write in the chat, who wants to experience at least 1 or more breakthroughs in 21 days or less? Type in the chat. I do. Come on, type in the chat. You remember the man at the pool of Bethesda, 38 years. 38 years, and he didn't have his breakthrough. And then he meets the Lord, and the day he meets the Lord, he has a breakthrough. Well, what if instead of 38 years, what if he could have met him a whole lot sooner? What if the woman with the issue of blood, 12 long years, but the day she met the Messiah, instantly, she got her, hey, I see, okay, come on. Who else? There's got to be more than 4 that says I do. Come on now, give me some interaction. In 12 long years. But watch this. So I'm all about collapsing time frames. In the martial arts, we paid month after month, worked out. I worked out 4 hours a day for decade after decade, not year, decade after decade. Watch this, my friend. It took them quite a while to teach me how to break a board, but my audiences, I've distilled it down to where I can do it and teach them in about 4 or 5 minutes, my friend. Why? I can distill it and break it down. So on day number 8, like I said, that never before concept, I'm going to teach you that will break you free from the forever undue pressure and stress. Is there anybody that has any pressure or stress in your life? Day 9, you're going to discover the only 5 responses in every situation of life, empowering you to decide more wisely. I do that in 5 minutes. Day 10, you're going to learn to harness the power of visualization and to experience your next breakthrough. I do that in 4 minutes. Day number 11. Oh, by the way, you're going to get a special bonus from my beautiful wife, my ABCD, my adorable brown caramel delight. Matter of fact, I said to her the other day, after prayer, I said, baby, I got another ABCD. She said, I like the first one. I said, you'll like the second one too. She said, what is it? I said, angelic, blessed chocolate delicacy. Oh, we were out eating the other day, and the lady said, would you like some dessert? I said, no, ma'am. I bought my dessert with me, pointed to my wife. I said, listen, no GMOs, all organic. Come on now. But anyway, a special message from her, only 2 minutes, and she's powerful. By the way, day 11, you're going to learn to use your words to create an atmosphere that's conducive for breakthrough. That's only 3 minutes. Day 12, you're going to learn the most shocking, thought-provoking secrets about the difference between a master and the student. Only 3 minutes. Never heard anybody teach on any of this, my friend. I didn't get it from a book. I got it from life's laboratory. Come on, somebody. Day 13, I'm going to teach you a 2-sentence wealth structure. 2-sentence wealth structure and strategy, my friend. You're also going to get the ability to get what I believe is the greatest book on creating financial wealth if you don't have a dime. I mean, starting from nowhere. And also, you're going to get a ticket to a $1,249 seminar, 2-day seminar that every month I speak at, me and my partner. And I teach and do all that 6 minutes, and you'll get access to all that. Day 14, you're going to learn the power of appropriation and how to leverage it to create massive breakthroughs in 3 minutes. Day 15, you're going to learn to guard a secret, the difference between the people you respect and yourself. And now you can be more than you ever imagined in the shortest time possible. I do that in 4 minutes. Day 16, how the power of someone else's belief in you can create your breakthrough. Man, that's one of the most powerful things I teach. I do that in 5 minutes. Day 17, you're going to discover the simple yet profound principle that will keep you encouraged when other people get discouraged. I do that in 4 minutes. Day 18, learn the shocking truth that many successful people hope you'll never learn. Why? Because it levels the playing field. And then you'll discover the simple formula to becoming a millionaire. I do that in 5 minutes. Day 19, get introduced to a simple principle that produces almost unbelievable results in record time. And you may never be the same once you grasp this principle. 3 minutes. Day 20, you're going to learn 5 observations from a grandmaster, former heavyweight martial arts champion, Black Belt Hall of Fame recipient, that he realized, which is me, by the way, and it can change everything for you forever. 5 minutes. 21, the last day, you're going to discover the most powerful story and principle that can free you in your mind and your heart from the lies and the negative influence of other people. Now, that one takes me a little time. That's 8 minutes. I'm telling you, my friend, it's powerful. So that's the breakthrough challenge. Man, my time is out. I want you, my friend. I want you. Get a hold of John Austin and Tom. Say, I want to take this breakthrough challenge. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Okay. And by the way, I will be speaking at the ambassador event. You've got to make ambassadors so I can see you in person in Branson, Missouri. Also, I'm willing to travel. You can get together a crowd of 50 people or more will come and speak. Listen, my friend, and by the way, I've got a special call. It's going to be starting here in a few minutes. Now, when you're done with this call, if you know, you can dial in. I don't take a whole long time. I hit things quick. And so if you want to dial into that, hopefully they'll give you the information. I can give it right now. But the number is simply 605-475-4700. That's 605-475-4700. And the PIN number is going to be 602-974-pound. Again, 605-475-4700, PIN 602-974 and the pound sign. And I'm going to declare war. You got to get on. I got such powerful illumination and things I never ever taught anywhere before, never even thought of. And just today, God gave it to me, my friend. And I'm going to declare war tonight. Literally, we're going to set some people free. And so God bless you. Thank you for this time. And I'm going to close with this. A good friend of mine, Les Brown, we speak together often. And Les quotes me a lot. So I said, Les, I'm going to start quoting you. And then I found out he got it from somebody else. But it sums up everything we're about. And it goes like this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, famish, or caught, sickness, or body or brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you beseech and beset it, with the help of Almighty God, Dr. Breakthrough, and the Breakthrough Challenge, you can get it. So, my friend, I'm telling you, you're at the right place at the right time. I hope you have the right frame of mind, and more importantly, take the right action. I'm Dr. Stan Harris. They call me Dr. Breakthrough, and I believe in you. It's breakthrough time, baby. Come on now.
Dr. Harris or Dr. Breakthrough for your inspirational presentation. We hope that lives will be changed based on what we heard tonight. We love and appreciate your passion that ignite and motivate us to excellency. We look forward to hearing from you again. At this time, if you have the time, we're going to open up to Q&A. Please direct your